What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Najee Speaks Farewell, and welcome to the Campus Rundown, a show for students, hosted by students, and I'll see you guys when we be right back. And welcome back to the Campus Rundown. Tonight's topic is how to stay motivated in college. And guess what, guys? We got a special guest on tonight. We also have another fine co-host on here tonight. But once again, my name is Najee Speaks Farewell from the illustrious Bowie State University, majoring in business information systems. And how y'all feeling tonight, man?
What's up, everybody? I'm feeling overwhelmed, but everything is all right. You know, there's nothing I can't handle. For those who do not know me, I am Kevin Keys, hailing from the illustrious Miles College. Happy Election Day, happy Tuesday, happy all that. How you doing? How's everybody else doing?
Man, I can't complain at all, man. If nobody knows who I am, my name is Ezekiel Stevens. I am big sophomore, big class of 2.5 here at the prestigious Clark Lane University, majoring in mass media arts for the concentration in TV, radio, and film, minor in communications and all that good glamour. Man, happy Election Day. Hope everyone voted. Today been one of those days, man. I can't complain.
Happy Election Day. And getting into that, like, what happened on y'all campus this week? So we had Joe Biden pop out yesterday. Biden popped out with Obama, the governor running for Maryland. You know, they came strong, definitely telling us the importance of democracy and the importance of voting. So what's going on y'all campuses? Kev?
I can't top that. You said you had the president of the United States there. That's crazy. But we basically just been pushing for people to pledge to vote, keep just pushing the emphasis of voting on our campus. We have been having like events as far as like stroll to the polls and marching to the polls and things like that. So we just really been pushing, but we ain't had nobody like the president of the United States. Sure,
it was a homecoming. It was a homecoming like a revival session.
I ain't had nothing like that. I'm trying to see what that be like. I ain't never seen.
Then y'all just had Drake. Like,
cool. All right, well, that's Spellhouse. That's Spellhouse.
Okay.
But I would say, for Election Day, everyone just been pushing the vote, especially in Georgia. Like it's been a serious, thing because we got Herschel Walker that's running for office. So his face been showing up in YouTube for like quite some time. So everyone's really just been pushing the vote. Reverend Warnock and Stacey Abrams. So, I mean, they was just out here selling donuts, like giving out donuts and giving out Chick-fil-A sandwiches and stuff, telling people to go vote, So, yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about that. Like, you spoke on, like, the climate of, like, politics within Georgia, but, like, what is the energy that's around this whole election? And, like, why was it so...
Oh, man. You asked the right question because I am taking an urban politics and policy class. So it's more so about the percentage and getting Black voters to vote. Because here's the thing, we're the lowest of, ethnic groups to vote, especially in Georgia. It's like, 36% of us, especially 18 and older, that doesn't vote as young males, young females. Only the senior citizens, they vote, and they barely, and their percentage is not even as high as it should be. So with this vote, it really pushed the envelope on, do you want abortions or not? Do you want to ban that or not? Do you want your economy to look like this, or do you want it to value? They broke it in this time. Georgia, it really broke it down to people that doesn't get to the polls. Especially on campus. A lot of times we was very distracted with, homecoming, this and that and the third. But student leaders, divine nine organizations, faculty and staff, they definitely pushed the envelope on the fact is we fought to get a vote for, what I'm saying, for our ancestors, Fannie Lou Hamer and Martin Luther King, all them, W.E.B. Du Bois, they all fought for a vote. NAACP, they fought for a vote. So with that being said, why not go to the polls and vote? Do what's your right. That's your right. So vote. And it was just an experience for me. I voted. I voted the right decision. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always that right decision. So, and that was it, man. That was it. It was definitely, you could definitely feel the tension in the air when it talked about politics, especially around the inner city of Atlanta. Some people said, "Oh, I ain't going to the polls," and some people did actually went and voted. So yeah.
I'm glad that you said that, because like lately I've been on social media today and just like everybody was out like voting. Everybody was like, make sure you vote. And like I feel like out of my entire life, this was like the first year that people actually knew that this was a time that we needed to vote. Like currently, I'm stationed in Detroit right now. I'm back at home, so I'm looking at the Michigan election right now.
Yeah. Okay.
And one thing about Michigan right now is their own abortion is only legal because the fact that our current governor, sued the state of Michigan. But
Big Gretch.
Big Gretch. I love Big Gretch.
Big Gretch. Shout out to Big Gretch.
For her, you wouldn't even have like that. So Proposal 3 is something that we're looking at right now. So talk to us about Georgia and their elections. Like, so did you see anything else? Because I know Stacey Abrams actually exposed voter fraud and things like that in the state of Georgia. Have you seen anything when you got to the polls, anything different or anything like that to try to stop that from happening?
Honestly, no. What I saw was more positive than negative out of this whole outcome, because the world is changing. It's evolving, and it's somewhat good, but it's somewhat scary at the same time. If people look at recent news, a lot of people are very sensitive. This is a very sensitive time. This is a very sensitive generation that we're living in. Dealing with racial, economic development, and inequality, equality, stuff like that. This is very critical. Georgia, on the other hand, it's different than Michigan. It's different because we're fighting a different fight. We're fighting for not only for us college students to have the same equal abilities as PWIs, but we're also fighting for the same equal abilities for women's rights, for young men to have the same equal opportunity for education. We're fighting for the equal opportunity for welfare. We're fighting for a lot of these things that was a problem back then, where it's coming to fruition now. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely played a big role on campus. And like with Stacey Abrams, it was just like her team, they really came out. She came out, she showed love in the AUC. Same with Reverend Warnock. He showed his face during homecoming, man, and I really wanted to see his face during CAU versus Morehouse, but he ain't pop out. I really wanted to see him, but he didn't pop out. But that's all right. That's all right. But yeah, it was just, yeah.
That, man. And that's the same thing out here in the DMV, man. So right now I'm representing, I'm gonna say Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia. From Baltimore, Maryland. Currently stationed in Virginia. I work out here, and I'm staying out here right now until I graduate. So like in Virginia, in Maryland, in Delaware, in the whole DMV area, Washington D.C., like a lot of us are pushing the same like you guys. So I really feel like all around this election, people are noticing that this is very important, because the number of people of seats in the House, in the Senate, and stuff like that, as far as whatever party you are, really, really matters depending on the next election when the president is running for it. Because it's like, if you got a Democratic president, all Republicans in the House and the seats, he has no power or control to do anything.
They don't be
knowing. With Obama, the whole House, Republicans, everywhere. So everything he did got vetoed. Everything he did got, and then as soon as he left out, oh, Obama didn't do nothing for us. This is the election. Y'all need to make sure that certain people are in the office and the right decisions.
Thank you.
But before we get into the main topic tonight, let's do a quick little mental health check-in. Like, how are you mentally, physically, and spiritually? Like, I'm gonna start it off. Like, me mentally, right now, it's been a lot going on. My life, I have tons of things going on my agenda, my schedule. Physically, I'm doing pretty good. I just got out the gym right before this call. You know, I'm feeling real good. And spiritually, man, I'm just in tune with God. You know, like I'm just keeping God first, staying prayed up, man. How about you, Ezekiel?
Man, mentally, I'm feeling really good. Honestly, I had my first therapy session with a therapist last week on Friday. I recommend every black teenager, every black young adult go to therapy. Definitely go to therapy. Definitely get, just talk it out. If you're not comfortable with talking your feelings out to your parents or, someone that you love or anybody like that, definitely go to a therapist. So I'm fine right now. Spiritually, I'm staying prayed up. I'm staying motivated. Um, and I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to live. I'm glad to breathe. I'm glad to walk. I'm glad to be on this university. I'm glad to wear big CAU on my chest, man. So I can't say this. I can't say no more. What about you, Kev?
Um, I physically I'm doing all right. I'm trying to stay, away from too many people because apparently it's this new virus going out called RSV. So I'm staying away from everybody, until that pass. We don't need another pandemic. Um, Emotionally, I'm all right. I will say that, and I don't know if it was just, just at my school, but this has been the worst and most trying semester that I've ever been a part of. I mean, I don't know what it is, and it's my senior year, so I should, be like, I'm used to this, I'm cool, but I don't know
Nice.
on this semester, like, and it's been a trying time. So when you say mental health is very important, it's like we really need to talk to someone. Like, no matter who you think you are, no matter how strong you might think you are, everybody needs somebody to talk to because
Right.
it's just been some trying times. I don't know what's been going on. Everybody's saying it's a retrograde and people and that, full moon, but whatever. Like, I need the moon to stop being full or something because I'm just going through it. But
Right.
spiritually, I say that I'm just staying faithful and optimistic. But yeah.
Definitely, man. That's actually dope, man. And just to get into our main topic, how we just kind of came on here and stated, like, man, senioritis is real. And like, I be forgetting, oh, I got 2 assignments due tonight. Oh man, because I'm so focused on the end. I'm so focused on the graduation, knowing it's gonna come, but gotta stay in the now. And it all is full circle with mental health to make sure that your mental health, you can't have healthy relationships. You can't do nothing on this earth, your full best self version, unless your mental health, physical health, and spiritual health is on tap, man. So getting into the main topic tonight, we are talking about how to stay motivated as a college student. And to start off, what are y'all personal journeys? How do y'all stay motivated? What are some things that you do? Who wants to start it off?
Go ahead, Kev. Go ahead. Go ahead, Kev. You the host. You the host. I'm gonna let you go first.
um, well, some my journey was basically trial and error. I will say and be the first to be honest that I'm very stubborn and I'm very, I will say my mom would love to say I'm very hard headed. So it's like, people can tell me, oh, you got to do this or make sure this gets done. But until I actually experience it for myself, then it's nothing that, I can really change or adapt to. So my journey was basically try, fail, try, fail, get sad for a little bit, then get back into it and see what I did wrong and try to sit there and right my wrongs. And that taught me time management. I learned a few lessons. I learned time management. I learned that people make time for what they want. And I also learned that everything don't deserve your time. Everything and everybody doesn't deserve your time. And once I figured that and I found that what was more important to me and what was like important was my grades, my career, and my fraternity. Once I realized those three things, I was able to, maneuver a little bit better. But it took some time. It took to my senior year to get right, but I got right.
Uh, for me, sheesh, my personal journey was pretty much the whole main, like, if I can like give it a title, how bad do you want it? You know, like junior year, starting if we starting from junior year in high school, like I was the quarantine year, like that was you
Mm.
know, I was the quarantine year, I was the COVID year. Like we didn't have the chance to take SATs, you know, so you had to really like it was either you can take it or you can live off that GPA that you got and go ahead and go to the school that you want. And that's why I did. And you know, like dealing with just pretty much being the only child. I'm the only child for one. Um, my mom was dealing with cancer at the time. And I'm pretty much the golden child of, you know, I'm from Saginaw, Michigan. I ain't from the D. I'm from Saginaw. So it's a little different. And like around that time, like you was pretty much like the golden child, like you pretty much the chosen one. Like I didn't pick up no ball. I didn't pick up no football. I didn't rap no lyric to decide to make it out. I wanted to make it out academically, and that's why I did. And I didn't have no scholarship. So that was definitely that's another mode that was like, how bad do you want to go to this school? Like what you gonna do? How like what you gonna do to like take it to that next level? So I bust my butt. I did everything I could. I got like about 2, 3 scholarships in, and I made it. I made it to Clark at an expense of, you know, FAFSA, and paying out of pocket. You know, I didn't have my scholarships until right after my fall semester, you know, and now I'm here. It's still like that, you know, again, trial and error. Like I had to fail in order to succeed sometimes. That was my thing. I had to fail. I had to, you know, I was procrastinating with certain things, and now I'm not procrastinating no more. Now I know what I need to get done. You see what I'm saying? Like I just know, you know, and I take everything like I'm a little sociopath sometimes. I can be a Michael Jordan. I can be, you know, I want to take everything personal. I take everything personal, you know. So that was my thing. I took making it out from Saginaw, this little old city. I took it very personal to me. And what I realized was if I want to be that one person that comes back every year, that gives back every year, that wants to be on this red carpet, that wants to win all these awards and prizes, you got to go hard. How bad do you want it? You got to ask yourself that question. So that was my only question, and that was my journey right there.
Hey man, it's funny. It's funny that you said that, ECQ, because honestly, like one of my motivators is Eric Thomas. And
Mm,
coming into college, like I really didn't want to go to school. I'm gonna keep it honest. Coming out of high school, I didn't want to. I wanted to do entertainment, wanted to do sports. I didn't go to school for sports, so I said I got to do it academically. I got to make it out that way. Within the first 2 months, it's Thanksgiving. One of the
right.
girls I'm messing with, you know, the mother of my child now, told me, hey, I'm having a child. I'm like, whoa, my career is done. You know what I'm saying? So I lost all motivation for everything, you know. But in life, there's trials and errors. You know what I'm saying? And you learn from things that you know you do when you're young, but it only makes you better. So before I had my child, it really was me listening to Eric Thomas, the speech. He said, how bad do you want it? You gotta want it as bad as you want to breathe. And when I seen that video, I'm like, what is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? But I actually really realized like it's no such thing as an excuse because you can always make time for what it is that you want. We're on a podcast right now. It's 8 o'clock at night. You could be doing so much other stuff, but the place you want to go in life determines the steps that you take now. So you want to be on the red carpet to be towards you're doing the right thing now. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was one person, and still as of today, like when I'm really down and I really don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going, Eric Thomas is that guy who gets me where I'm at now. I have a 3-year-old princess, man, who literally is my world and everything I do. I wake up every day because I know it's for her. I wake up every day because I know at the end of the day, if I fail, she's gonna look at me and say, "Oh, I need some money, Daddy. I'm hungry." I never want to feel that way. So that's where my motivation and drive comes from. And that kind of gets on to the question, you know, number two, basically like what resources do you guys listen to? What helps you stay motivated? You listen to podcasts, any TV shows, any books?
Yeah, honestly, I listen to Kobe. Kobe, that's been my favorite. He's been my favorite since that was the main him. Kobe Bryant and the Boston Celtics were the main reason why I got and into basketball and into sports. But Kobe Bryant, his drive, his passion for the game was made me, you know, made me into this person that I can't stop. I can't stop. You know what I'm saying? And it was like I loved his game, but I loved his mentality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was the main thing. See, people can talk about him being in the top 10, him being in the top 7. They can talk about that all they want. I know the truth. We all know the truth. But when it comes to having that dog in you, having that passion of I can't stop until I get to where I want to get to, he's top 3 and he's not 3. And another person I listen to is my mother. And not really mentally, but just physically, just watching her really was my motivation. Being the only, like, you know, just being the only child, you know, really just watching her deal with sickle cell, dealing with blood clots, beat cancer not once, not twice, but 3 times. You know, being homeless not once, not twice, but 3 times. You know, trying to always find a meal, for me, always find a place for me to stay, lay my head. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like she got that dog.
Yeah.
I gotta have that dog in me, regardless of where I go. You know, like I don't take no. Like that was the thing. Like watching her would just made me like realize you can't take no for an answer. You got to keep going whenever the road get rocky. Because when that road get rocky, you know what you gonna do? You gonna stop? You gonna stop your car? And no, you ain't gonna stop. You gonna keep pushing.
Right.
You gotta keep pushing that car. You gotta keep pushing that truck when that road get rocky. You gotta keep jumping that hurdle when you keep running that race. You know what I'm saying? And that was the thing my mama did, and I never saw her quit. That was the thing for me. Like that's the more I live off of. Don't quit. You can't quit. Why would you quit? You halfway there. If you halfway to the finish line, you gonna quit? No. You know, so them the people and I've been reading, reading books as well. Like the 48 rules of law, 48 rules of power.
Laws of power, yeah.
Yeah, so that's been the main book I've been reading. And like this, self-help books, Failing Forward.
Yeah.
That book, that's the main book I'm reading right now. So yeah.
Knowledge is power, bro.
Facts. Big facts.
Okay. I'm glad that you just stated that book. That's one of my favorite books, 48 Laws of Power. Right? And I tell you, I love that book. I always recommend to any of my mentees, anybody, that I talk to, just tell them like that book right there. That book is so powerful within itself, but you have to use it like responsibility. Like that's, I tell you, if you don't, that's a dangerous book. So I can definitely then tell you, like, that right there for me is definitely a big one. Also, when it comes to, for some reason lately, I've been saying this quote from Nelson Mandela, and he said that I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is he who not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. And I know that a lot of time I've been going through a lot, and I've been telling myself like, no matter how much you want to stop. It's not about, you thinking about those thoughts. It's about you overcoming those thoughts. And it's overcoming, like, yeah, you might be going through a lot right now, but it's not going to always be like that. So I had to learn how to sit there and just change my mindset. Also, it's another book out there. I like it for what it stands for, but, it's not one of my favorite books, but it's called How to change from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And that's big too. Like having a fixed mindset, just saying that, things are always staying the same, or, having that mindset, changing from that fixed mindset, that everything can stay the same to, I know things can change and I know I can be better. I know I can get better. I know that things might not be the best right now, but it can get better. Having that growth mindset can definitely take you a long way. Also, sometimes we also look like outsource for the answers, but sometimes I have to realize that the answers are within us. A lot of times people don't realize that, doing yoga and just like asking the universe, show me a life that's better than this. constantly wake up every morning. You just wake up to the universe and say, "Show me a life better than this." They will eventually do it. The universe will eventually come together and tell you, like, you can get it. You got to motivate yourself before anybody can motivate you.
Right. And the thing about it is too, one quote I live by, I think, you know, it's not a quote, it's more of so it's in the scripture, faith without work is dead. I tell myself that every day. Faith without work is dead. During this my sophomore year, just the beginning of my sophomore year was crazy. Let me tell you. And this is my motivation. I wasn't financially enrolled. And everybody knows when you're not financially enrolled, everything goes completely south. And especially when the beginning of the school year hits, I'm coming into school, and I'm trying to get all my business done, one-stop shop. I'm there every day. I didn't have no answer. And what was I left for? I was left to go to the president's office. I was getting a runaround. I was like, I'm gonna go to the president. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna get some answers today. He wasn't there, but his assistant was there. I'm sitting there talking to her, and she grabbed her sticky note and she said, "You talk to these 3 people, and you come back to me in 3 days." I was like, all right. So the next morning, I went. I talked to the director of financial aid, talked to the director of admissions and retention, and I talked to one of my mentees. So I talked to those 3 people, and like I got my answer. Shoot, they was like, stay on campus, keep going to class. We're gonna take care of you. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. For 4 weeks, I went without going to the calf because I didn't have no meal plan. Didn't have no housing. So I'm on my friend's couch, and I'm still going to class. At this point, I'm supposed to be out of class. They supposed to be saying names of people that's not supposed to be in class that's not financially enrolled. They ain't say my name yet. And every morning I'm getting up and I'm praying. Every morning I'm getting up and I'm working. I'm working like I'm still enrolled. I'm working like I'm in financially enrolled. So, and then by that 5th week before October hit, I get that email saying, "You good. Go ahead, go to the cab. You can eat now. You good. You ain't got no balance on your account. Go ahead, do what you got to do." My motivation was always faith, because my faith worked. I believed that I'm not leaving. You know what I'm saying? I was like, God telling me something, because I would have been gone back to Saginaw, Michigan. I would have been got that flight. You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to preach on them, but I'm just telling you what I know. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I should have been, I don't supposed to be here, is what I'm saying. But because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stick around. Because I didn't say, "Mom, go ahead and give me that ticket. Let me go ahead and go home. I give up." If you giving up, why you giving up? You gotta have that mentality at the end of the day that you keep working. You get up every morning. You keep showing your face at them offices. It got to a point when I was going to the office of admissions office, and it was like, "Nosy, she's not here." They was calling me by my first name. You hear me? They was calling me by my nickname. You hear me? Yeah, they keep seeing me, and then you build those relationships. That was my motivation. I just want to show y'all that I'm dedicated to staying here. Not too many people. The percentage rate of people that graduate from Clark Atlanta is 45%. That's low.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be one of those people that be in that 45%. If not, I'm gonna be 50. If not, I'm gonna change it. I'm trying to change it to 65. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not gonna be that one person that at the end of the day, my success story came from I started at Clark and I didn't finish. No. That's not how we gonna go. We're gonna be the first one in my family to complete a 4-year degree. You're gonna be the first one to get that bachelor's of arts degree here at Clark Atlanta University. You're gonna be the first one to go to an HBCU at a 4-year institution. That's what you're gonna do, and that's why I succeeded at doing. So I don't plan on stopping. So faith without work is dead. If you ain't working towards your goal, if you ain't praying, if you ain't working, if you ain't, your faith is always gonna be there. You see what I'm saying? Your faith is always gonna be there. It's just you gotta put some work behind it. You see what I'm saying? You could believe all you want to. It's like having a dream, but you ain't working to your dream.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's like you saying you know how to play ball, but you it's like saying you want to go to the NBA, but you ain't working in the gym. You see what I'm saying? It's like you working in a computer and you say you want to be an ITT tech, you know what I'm saying? You want to be an informational technologist, but you ain't working in on computers. You ain't taking on computer classes. You feel what I'm saying? So faith without work is dead. That's all I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And man, and the piggyback on that, man, like that's like everything you just said, man. I had goosebumps this whole entire time. Having similar situations like you and having friends literally in situations like you. And I'm gonna plug you in with somebody that I know who you remind me dead smack of, man. A quote that I personally live by Martin Luther King Jr. If you cannot fly, then run. If you cannot run, then walk. If you cannot walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you must keep going. And what that means to me is like, and it's crazy because like I was a former Mr. Bowie State University, and I wanted to do something, a big initiative on mental health. And I started off making mental health motivational Monday videos every Monday. I got over like 25 reels on my page. If you go on my page right now, click on my reels, I got motivational videos like every day you could just pull out and go off of. And that was something that I did for my campus. And that's kind of getting into the last point of like, how do you kind of give advice to somebody who's going through like a mentally challenging time, somebody who wants to give up, somebody who wants to drop out, somebody who doesn't want to do this anymore. And they're just like, yo, like I'm lacking motivation. And that's something that I wanted to incorporate on my campus. And that's something that's still there as of today. Like my school does motivational Mondays now. I don't know where it came from, but they literally do it every Monday. And I literally started that joint like, yo, everybody hates Monday. Nobody wants to go to class on Monday morning. I personally don't like it. But Monday morning, we're going to start hard. We're going to get to the point. We're going to even get to the bag this week. We're going to get some education this week. You know, and that's something that I'm going to bring up later on in my accountability check because I stopped it. And I want to bring it back up because that was something that really like I'm very passionate about, man, is motivating people. And that's something that's going into a lot of different things that I got going on in life with my life coaching and a lot of other things, man. But like what you brought up with faith without work is dead. Like, and that's real because you can pray. You can pray, you know, you can tell God, look, I need like $100. I need like $1 million. That's cool. But if you sit on this bed and sleep all day, that $100 still not coming to your pocket.
You hear me?
You know what I'm saying? One thing a lot of people do when it comes to the religious aspect of praying, and it's deep. When you pray and you put that prayer up in the atmosphere, you cannot put not one doubt into that prayer that won't happen. If you sit there and pray like, God, I'm going to graduate, and then you put in the work to graduate, it's going to happen. But as soon as you doubt that, say, I ain't going to graduate, that prayer that you sent up to God is done. That blessing is over with. And that's what happens to a lot of people when we realize and we question religion and we realize, oh, wow, like the Bible, fake God, fake God. God is real. And that's coming from testimonies that I just heard from both of y'all, testimonies that I got myself, man. And that's something that I feel like, you know, we do need to also keep, you know, exposing in this Black community, man, is God is real, man. And staying motivated and keeping your mental health intact is top tier. That's all I got for tonight, man. How about y'all? Any advice?
Ooh, this was a big one for me. The question that a lot of people will ask, basically, how can you give help to someone when you're hurting? And a lot of times, a lot of student leaders, and I spent my entire college career a part of SGA. I've been on campus. I'm talking about my freshman year. I went straight to SGA. And Dr. T from Alabama State, he's an Alabama State alumni. Dr. T, he leads the conference, the HBCU conference, Unite conference. And he said something that I want to share with y'all, and I want to share with all of our viewers. You can't, if you are dealing with in a position that people are constantly coming to you with their problems, think of it as a brick. If everybody come at you with different bricks and you hold on and you carrying on to them, and you are not going to somebody else to, you know, like unload those bricks, like going to like a therapist or something to unload that brick, you're gonna have a hard time.
Facts.
But I say this to say that a lot of times being vulnerable with those you are talking to can actually inspire them. Letting people know that I'm not perfect. What you see right now is not, is not somebody who's just so perfect. It's somebody who's able to overcome some of the same obstacles that you're going through. And you may not have thought that it could be done, but I promise you that I am a walking testament that it can be done. That you can overcome whatever you are going through. The worst thing that you can tell somebody is that, oh, your problems is not legitimate, because everybody has legitimate problems. Everyone goes through things differently. Everyone grieves differently. Everyone processes differently. So just letting someone know that you are there. A lot of times people come to you not simply for advice, but simply just to vent, simply just for you to be there to listen. So when you are helping someone, really just let them know that, one, that you are open hand, like open ears, like you are going to listen to them, you are going to be there for them, you are going to make sure that you know that you're not alone. But if you don't want advice, I understand, but just don't be so quick to give advice, because a lot of times people are just coming to vent. Sometimes just being that listening ear can change the trajectory of someone's entire life. Just letting somebody know, I'm here to listen to you, I see you. That's the first thing you can say to somebody, really, especially like when it comes to a black male, like black people in general. Like, I see you. You are not alone. Because a lot of times, like that pressure to succeed is always there. And I say the pressure is because when it comes to mental health, a lot of times, especially for students that for African Americans or people of color in college, they have this fear of failing. They fear failing more than they look forward to succeeding. And that right there is like is a problem within itself, because like if we are walking on eggshells every day we wake up, this fear at any point of time something can like happen when my whole life is gone forever. Everybody's not feeling that way. Everybody's not waking up, going through that same feeling. So allowing people to know that you understand them, that you are there to listen. I get what you're like. I might not fully been in your shoes and know exactly what you're going through, but I can say that I understand that you are going through something that you're going to take some time to overcome, but that doesn't matter. I'm still going to be there for you.
Mm-hmm.
So really the key to just helping somebody, letting them know that I'm here for you regardless. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to, tell you that I'm better than you. I'm not here to do none of that. I'm here to genuinely say, I'm here whenever you want to talk, because the conversation can change the trajectory of a whole life. I promise y'all.
That's a fact, man.
Facts. I think the main advice I can give, honestly, is when you look at yourself in the mirror or when you're by yourself, you look back on what you've been through. You look back at every obstacle that you have accomplished and how hard every obstacle you have jumped. You have looked back at all the people that did you wrong, doubted you, cussed at you, talked down upon you, looked at you different. You look back and you be like, dang, and you made it this far.
Facts.
Why should I stop? You know what I'm saying? Like it almost makes me want to cry thinking about it, because I was called different my whole life. I was called, people told me that I had ADHD. And I got checked out twice. My mama on it. She on the chat right now, so she can tell you I've been checked out for ADHD twice. I've been bullied from kindergarten all the way up to 5th grade. I was homeless throughout my 5th grade all the way up to my 7th grade year. I seen my close friend at a young age get shot across the street. I've seen this. I've witnessed it. I've seen my mama get hit on. I've seen all this stuff. People told me that at the age of 16 I was gonna have a girl pregnant. People told me at the age of 16 that I was gonna be in the street. People told my mother that I was gonna fail and she was gonna fail at being a mother. I was told this. You see what I'm saying? I was told that I wasn't gonna make it to Clark. Do you not know that my counselors at high school said if you're I don't recommend you going to a no Atlanta school. I recommend you staying in Michigan.
Mm.
You look back at your story and you look how far you have come, mentally you're strong. Mentally you're a beast. Stick with me because I'm taking y'all somewhere that
Right.
that people are
Right.
scared to go.
Hey, man, I know exactly what you're talking about.
People scared to go this way, but we're gonna get it there. You're scared of your own story that you're scared to look back on. See, people say don't look back in your past. No, you have to look back at your past to keep going forward. Because if you don't move forward, if you don't look back at your past and look back at what you have accomplished, then how you gonna keep moving forward? You can't keep moving forward if you never look back at what you've been through. See, everyone been through something. This is what I've learned since I've been at the HBCU. Everybody has either been in a hood, everyone has been through the ghetto, everyone has a struggle, everyone has a past, everyone has a dark past, everyone has been through trauma because we're black. And it's mandated because our ancestors, we carry that trauma. Everyone has a story. It's all about how you write that next chapter to get to that other side of success. Stick with me
Okay.
because I'm taking
Yeah.
out somewhere that people don't want to go.
Yeah.
You write that next chapter and you stick with that next chapter that people are scared of writing, then how you gonna know? You can't know that you're gonna succeed if you never look back. You reread your story. You look at the palm of your hands and you see how far your hands, you feel how rough your hands are. That's how much work you put in. You look at your mirror, you look in the mirror, you look at your eyes and see how much bags on your eyes. You see how tired you've been. That's because you work out. You've been working, you've been staying up all day and all night, putting them hours in to get that grade A. You look at your grades and you see that you got a 99.9% on this test that you did, and you keep moving forward. You look at your other grade and you see that it's a 46.5%. So now you got to put more work in. Now you got to pull an all-nighter because you got to go to this library to put more hours in to get that final exam. You got to do this stuff. I'm telling y'all what I know.
Right.
I'm telling you, he's a senior. We got seniors on this chat. We got people that's on this chat that know that at the end of the day, if you want to be successful and you want to be motivated, you have to look within yourself in order to move forward. You have to push yourself. You have to, that's all this is about. It's all about your inner self. It's all about your inner intuition. It's all about your inner self-esteem.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? I got my girlfriend, she's at Albany State University right now. So she can tell you at the end of the day that at the end of the day, when she look back at everything that she's been through, and she look at her grade right now, she look where she at. You at the top, you at the number one schools for the medical program. You got to make all A's to be in the nursing program. So I know. So you know what it takes, and you pushing yourself forward. I'm at the best school for mass media communications. My program is elite. You talking about you got big shoes to fill. That's the motivation right there. You look further into your future. That's your motivation right there. You stick to the story that you have right now. You look at your story, you write it, you keep moving forward, you keep writing your story, you keep pushing forward, and I promise you, you're gonna get where you want to be at.
And this was that. And I want to piggyback on what you just said because we from the same state. One thing about it is when I was going to school, my teachers used to tell some of us basically you had about three options. Everybody know that one thing about Michigan is the motor city. So it's about cars, plants, all that. So they told us you're going to either A, you're going to go to the military.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go to Chrysler at one of their little car plants and you're going to work. Or three, you're going to be on the streets. You're going to be selling drugs.
Yeah.
So they used to tell us the exact words of college is not for everybody.
Yep.
There it is.
I think, and this is coming from somebody who's about to become a whole high school teacher within the next 6 months. Until y'all start going across the city to some of these other schools with these other ethnicities and tell them that, I will never tell my students that college is not for you. There might not be, there's not a school, like, for example, every college is not for everybody. But that doesn't mean that the school is not for everybody. Okay, find the college that is right for you. But honestly, this is things that has been said to us for years and years and years to stop us succeeding and for us to progress. Like, for example, I mean, if y'all constantly keep telling people that, oh, you get to school and once you get done with school, make sure you go to apply for Chrysler because you shouldn't apply for school, you shouldn't go to college, things like that. If I would have listened to everybody who told me I shouldn't go to college, I wouldn't have been accepted to 20 22 schools. I was
Hey.
22 schools, and it was like I could have went anywhere I chose to, and I knew I had to go to an HBCU because I had to go to an administration that cared about me.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say it, I'm not saying that, there's not, teachers and administrative staff that care about you at a PWI, but at the end of the day, coming to an HBCU, I felt that I was coming to an administration that cared about people who looked like me, who told me the sky wasn't even the limit, because the sky couldn't even stop where we were capable of going. I had administrators and teachers throughout my college tenure tell me that there is no limit for me. But growing up in the city that I grew up in, they were telling me that there were only 3 options, and you telling me that college was not one of them.
Right.
I had to learn this: never put a period where God has put a comma. That right there was all I needed to know.
Where you put this sauce on it?
That's a gem. That's a gem right there.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah.
Hey, no, for real.
Yeah.
For real.
I want to shout out everybody that tuned in with us too. I definitely want to shout y'all out. And if y'all got any advice, anything y'all want to say, drop them in the comment section, so we can share this with everybody. And man, I'm telling you, this has been a powerful session right now. Y'all done took me to church. Y'all done gave me some inspiration, motivation. You know what I'm saying? I promise you, if you guys watch this video right now, and if you do tune into this video later on, whenever you see this, I please hope that you guys literally listen, not just hear it through one ear and out the other, but really listen and really understand where we all are coming from. We are 3 Black educated men at institutions of higher learning, trying to do better for ourselves, coming from the hood, coming from struggles, but we do not want that for our legacies and our generations to come. We trying to break every last chain. So I just want to thank everybody just for tuning in to what we're doing right now. Like a student show hosted for students, hosted by students, literally real, raw, authentic testimonials, real, authentic topics. Tonight was motivation. And we about to wrap up a little bit. I know we went over a little bit. The conversation was juicy, but let's do an accountability check each and every week. We do an accountability check, so that way next Tuesday we can check in to see, did you do what you said that you was going to do? Sometimes you always don't. I know last week I think I said something about releasing my brand or dropping my clothes, which they will be released in 3 days. And if you are watching this video, you do know the release date because I ain't dropped it yet, but they will be released in 3 days. And my accountability check that I want to do this week for next week, I'm gonna definitely say to start my motivational Monday videos again, and hop back on that wave and make sure I start to get back into that, because I really feel like I slacked on that. But I really feel like a lot of our stories and a lot of things that we can say can really save somebody else's life. You never know who needs to hear that little bit of motivation at that time. How about you, ZU?
Accountability. Actually, Najee, I'm gonna join you with the motivational Mondays. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna join you with the motivational Mondays. So when you do it, just tag me on IG. I'm gonna do mine and I'm gonna tag you. And we're gonna make sure every student leader or somebody from every HBCU. There's 107 HBCUs, so we gotta get at least 105 all of them.
Yeah.
If not, to do this motivational Mondays. So I'm definitely doing one with you. I want to get back in more content creating my YouTube channel, so I'm gonna definitely do that. I still gotta because I just got accepted for this internship in Buckhead to do content to do and help out with this magazine for the senior living company. So I'm gonna get started. I gotta finish my portfolio and I'm gonna do it tonight. And just pretty much get everything, make sure I got to double check and make sure everything is okay for spring semester, because I will be back repping the red and black and white. You feel me? So, what about you, Kev?
One thing I can say, because I am back home due to some unforeseen circumstances, since I got back, I've been doing some service within the community, which felt good. So one thing that I want to do and I want to be held accountable for is I want to do more service while I'm here. For example, when I was for Halloween, we was at a high school while little kindergartners through third graders came in, passed out candy, and just been around them and just making sure that they seen that people who look like us was able to sit there and actually be there for them. I'm really big on just presence, especially within our youth. I think representation definitely matters. So one thing I want to do is I want to become more intentional with some of the service projects that I do in my own city. Being so far gone in Birmingham, Alabama for so long, and then coming back to my city is like, well, dang, I did a lot down there, but I haven't really done too much for the city that I actually came from, the city that actually made me who I am. So while I'm here for another 2 weeks. So I'll be able to tell y'all next week about pretty much what I've accomplished, but I definitely want to do more service, whether that's virtual, phone banking. I did some phone banking, but the election's over. But still, like just registering more and more people to vote by the day, or doing something just to help our community. I just definitely want to be more intentional with my service. Yeah.
Hey man, I'm gonna tap in with you too, Kev, because I do some service. I do some outreach services back at my high school, where I came from, and also other neighboring high schools as well. With my foundation, with my mom, Tasha Mack Foundation. We started doing it 2020. Well, actually 2021. Actually, we started doing it with middle schools, and now we're doing it with high schools and middle schools too. We're about to do it in elementaries. So, if we want to go ahead and make a panel, do a college world tour, parent panel, we need that.
That would be dope.
Yeah, so we gotta get my boy Najee to the D, get Najee to Michigan. You know what I'm saying? We go talk to our old high schools. Let's go ahead and make it happen. Let's make it happen. I'm an advocate. Let's make it happen.
Right before we close out, man, make sure y'all drop y'all social media links and what you got going on. So personally, like I stated before, man, my clothes about to release in 3 days, 3 to 5 days. If you guys seen this, I'm dropping that. You can follow me on Instagram at Najee Farewell. That is NAJEE. FAREWELL. My brand page is Farewell Collection. That's FAREWELL Collection. How about you?
You talking to you, Kev?
Oh, okay. Well, basically mine is special K _20. I haven't really, and you know what? Another accountability check. I need to get my business page set up. Like, it's just hard to try to see where I want to go with that page. But the one that I got right now is special K _20. Definitely hit me up. Make sure y'all follow. I follow back. And just that's all I got.
So if you don't know my IG by now, I'm gonna tell you, Fresh Kid Zeke. That's all cap, no lowercase, no spaces, no nothing, just Fresh Kid Zeke. I have a book out, Welcome to My World, Real Poems and Letters from an Adolescent. It's on ebook, Barnes & Noble's Press, Amazon, Kindle, as well as I'm also in the middle of working on CAU's Homecoming docuseries, 10-part docuseries. It's going to be 30 to 45 minutes at least. It is going to be real exciting, real big. I'm just really excited for it. And I'm also working on another book. It's going to be a children's book. It might be another young teens book. So just branching out. We got
hustle, man. Definitely got to
tell you. It's the black excellence that's on this phone.
That's all it is.
Amazing. With that being said, I just wanted to say thank you, Zeke, for being here. Make sure you tap in with me. Again, happy Voters Tuesday, midterm Tuesday. Thank y'all for checking in. Make sure y'all check in with the Campus Rundown every Tuesday night at 8:00 Eastern. And y'all have a great night.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate y'all. Have a great day.